Incredible greetings. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Hello, 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 everyone. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let's get our audience set, our audience set up over here on Facebook. I am going to. Oh, it still hasn't come up, so I can't do that until it actually acknowledges that I am live. And as of right now, it has not acknowledged that your girl is live, so I have to wait for that. And when it does that, then I can do what I need to do. All right, let's maybe refresh Facebook. Maybe that's what I need to do to make this process go a little bit faster. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Refresh it. And now let's go over here. Let's change our audience. And then let's go ahead and share it out. Bam, bam. Thank you. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. All right, there we go. So we're going to share that out. How are you guys doing today? So, in full transparency, the kids are on spring break. And my goal was to do this at 7 a.m. every day. I am so glad I did not put it out because I would have felt like a flake because, honey, I thought that because I'm like, I normally set my alarm like on any other day to get up at 6:45 so that I can get up and get the kids ready for school. So I'm like, okay, since I don't have to get them ready for school, I'll be able to get up and then, do what I need to do and then come and be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to do this. And for 2 days, I couldn't. Well, the first day I didn't get up because I was even late for my doctor's appointment yesterday. But this morning, because I was up really late after my pro call, I was like doing some things. I was on with one of my accountability partners afterwards, and it was a long night. Kind of went into morning. So I knew it was going to be a rough morning. And those are the things that happen. I'm just like, yeah, I don't think I can commit as much as I would like to. I'm not an early riser like that. So I don't think I can commit to coming on at 7:00. And now I'm in a new community that starts at 8. So I can't even be like, okay, well, I'll come on. Like, I know I'm up by 8, but I'm up. And now I'm in this like community, which I'm going to talk about. So I can't even commit to like coming on live at 8:00. So it's still like I'm on at my normal time of when I drop the kids off. So this just has to be like my regular time of coming on around like 10 a.m. Like no matter what. Like I was really gonna give it that give it a go to be on at 7 a.m. But yeah, it's not gonna happen, Captain. It's just not gonna happen, Captain. Like, nope, can't do it. Can't do it. I don't know if anyone here is a Tyler Perry play buff, like you just love it. And there was, which one is that? It's the one, oh my God, which one is it? It's the one where it's like it's set more so outside. And And that's what she did. She's like, and, oh God, I can't, oh my God, why can't I think of which movie it was? And I don't think she said I can't do it, but did she say I can't do it? And I can't do it, I can't do it. When she was running into the house. Oh my God, that's what me doing that reminded me of. I can't even think of the line. I don't think that's what she was saying, but that's what that reminded me of. Anybody knows that play and exactly what she said when she was like running into the house in her high squeaky voice? It is I don't think that's not Medea's. Is that Medea's Family Reunion, the play version? It might be that one, the play version. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And you know the high bitch and high pitch. Oh, did I say pitch? What did I just say? High pitch, and she was like shaking her head, and she was running into the house. Well, Medea was chasing her into the house, but you'll know what I'm talking about if you are a Medea, like, you know, a Tyler Perry play. It was a play thing, not one of the movies. But anywho, let me go ahead and get this all shared out. So right now I am broadcasting this to Silaholics Anonymous, right? I'm also broadcasting this technically to Honestly Speaking. This is part of my dilemma in the platforms that I am with the direction that I'm going in, because I'm like in these live videos, I'm not really teaching from Silhouette Studio. I'm not really doing these as Q&A. It's almost like just kind of a brain dump. I am doing this so wrong. Do as I say, not as I do when it comes to this. I will admit, I am trying to figure this part out. Now, for Facebook, for Shaquille Lavelle, because that's always just been an open platform, it is not a quote unquote business page. It is just a profile. It is just me. And yes, most of you guys on that platform, you found me, you're connected to me because of the business and what I teach. You know, you've purchased a product from me, so you kind of associate that profile with something like business wise, and hey, that's the person that teaches me something crafty or creative or sublimation, things of that nature. To me, that's still like my profile where I can go live about, you know, really anything. My YouTube channels are very, like, they were intended to be very, very specific and niche down. This is where I know that I'm going to have to branch off, and it's going to be basically starting from ground zero. The human in me is kind of afraid of that, in people kind of finding me again, because in previous attempts, like when I started 365 Creative Academy, not in wanting to kind of separate it, not seeing the same numbers over there, and be like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, not really seeing the support over there. When it came to TikTok and having over 10,000 people on HS Inc. TikTok, and then when I lost the ability to go live over there and I wanted to do 365 Creative Academy and trying to build that, I can't get those same 10,000 people to go over to 365 Creative Academy when it's still me. I put content over there, or you just letting your audience know, hey, can you support me over here? And people don't. It's this thing, you know, feeling rejected. So to not feel like I have so much going on right now. And if you don't know, I know dealing with kind of like some heart issues. My doctors say minimize your stress. So to start a new platform and kind of start from zero and see like nothing, and like my business is fueled by what I do on social media. So to start all over and it affects my family and our finances, I'm not quite prepared for that yet. It's not like I'm starting a business from scratch where I have a 9 to 5 or like a W-2 job that will sustain me. This is the bread and butter that I provide to our family. So I am a little bit afraid of that. And that's kind of part of like the Tuesday chat and like just kind of Tuesday thoughts that I'm kind of going to go through today. But I know that at some point I have to truly separate it. This live literally has nothing to do with silhouette. So I'm probably like, people always ask, oh, is this going to stay up? At one point I used to say, well, no, these won't. I will have to probably put them as like unlisted or private, which will affect my numbers. If I take it down completely, it'll tank my analytics on my YouTube. So I can't really do that because I'm putting the content out there. So I can't just like delete it because it will definitely tank my analytics on my YouTube. But this isn't really the content that I want to stay up on my Sillaholics Anonymous platform. And even honestly, well, it can stay on Honestly Speaking because, I mean, again, it's honest talk, honestly speaking, but that was supposed to be for the product line. So I am a little conflicted with that. You'll probably hear me talk more about that as I work through this confliction in my brain and in my heart. And these two are battling against each other in what to do and what direction to go in. You'll probably hear me work through this a lot in these videos. And hopefully at some point I will figure it out and we'll have this video where, hey, I figured it out, or maybe it'll be to where it's like, hey, we don't see anything over here. And it's because I figured it out on a different platform. I don't know, but we'll, you know, hopefully some of you guys will be along for the journey. However, this turns out, but yeah. I just want to say, if you are watching this over on Sillaholics Anonymous's YouTube channel, at some point you won't get these live videos because I know that this is definitely not, that's not the platform for this. Like, I am screwing up my algorithm so badly by doing these videos on Sillaholics Anonymous. I know you guys love me, but the titles, the content, because like the system picks up like on the words, like everything that goes in, and I am screwing up my algorithm so bad. OMG, I think this is bad. Don't do what I'm doing. It's bad. It's really, really bad. Really bad. Okay, really, really bad. Okay. All right. So incredible greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I look forward to our session later today. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey, hey. I saw that you made the post in the group. I am so super proud of you. Make sure that you post it again today. Remember, one post, I mean, that gets us going, but the more we post it, the better our results are. So, you know, I gave you permission. So make sure that you post it again today in the morning, post it again today in the evening, post it again tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow. You don't have to change the post. Literally copy and paste. Copy and paste. Or bump up, you know, and not say or, and bump the ones that you've already done by going in, adding a comment to it. If you have made anything with those, mock-ups, whatever it is, if your clients have sent you things that they have made with them, take screenshots or whatever, put them in the chat. If you have not gotten, if people have not sent you anything, if you are able to send messages saying, hey, could you send me some images, or, you know, just, you know, send feedback, you know, show me what you have done with the images. That way you can use that as promotion. Continue to post those as well. Okay, ma'am? All righty. Wow. How are you nervous when I told you to do it, ma'am? How, Sway? How? Girl. Okay, so let me tell you something. All right. This will probably make you feel really, really good. So at the beginning of my creative bit, hold on, first pause. And you know what, girl, I'm not worried about no intro. Y'all know who I am. I'll introduce myself to the newbies later. So at the beginning of my Creative Business Accelerator Program session yesterday, like before kind of everyone came on, you know, we had like our grace period and it was like a few people on. And so I was talking about it, about the, because I think it was, oh yeah, I think I was going to go post, hey, we are like, the session is like live, whatever. And I think, is that when I saw it? I think that's when I saw that you posted in the group. So I was like, oh, okay, she posted, whatever. And so I was like talking about it. And then I was telling someone, I was like, yeah, she posted these. I'm like, they are so dope, da 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 da. And so I went on my phone and I'm like, so I was talking about the images, and I was saying how, I had put this call out, I might put this post out, and people were, asking, some people responded, da, 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 and I was like, yo, these images were like so dope, da, 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 da. And I was like, I was using them for like the mock-ups and this, that, and the third. And so Tarsha was like, well, let me see, right? She's like, because I need some, because I have to do some mock-ups and stuff, and I have to like put some things in whatever for, because she has 2 nieces that are graduating this year. So I go whatever, I pull up my phone and I show her. She said, oh, she's like, those are on Etsy. I already got those. Girl, they loving your stuff. Because she was like, yep, I got, because I think before I even showed it to her, she was like, does she have like kid ones, like young kids, whatever, right? And I was like, I said, I got those too, right? So I think I showed her the little kid ones, and she was like, I have those. And I said, yep. And she's like, yep, I bought those too. I said, she got some good images. So people were already buying them. And like people that I know, like we was on the same page. It's like, those were some good images. Yes. So good job. Whatever prompt you put in, honey, the prompts were prompting, okay? My lips were dry. Incredible morning. How art thou? All right, so let's get into this. Hello, everyone. I am Shakia Luel, also known as Shakia, the professor of HSA 365, home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products, where we carry the absolute best game-changing sublimation paper that allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds, no butcher paper required. We are also the home of Silhouettes Anonymous, where I teach you how to use Silhouette Studio as a graphic designing software, but also how to use the machines. I own 7 Cameos, from the original to the Cameo 4. At some point here, I will get the 5. I am in no rush, because they all really do the same thing. Me getting the 5 is just to have the 5, just to have it. My goal is to get the plus, and because I have 7 12-inch machines, I'm still going to use the plus like it's a 12-inch machine, because I need to use 12 by 24-inch mats. I mainly use 11 by 17 paper. They don't have a 15 by 24-inch mat, so I'm still going to be using 12 by 24-inch mat. I just don't need another 12-inch, one, so I'm going to get the plus at some point. Don't know when. Got to sneeze. And also 365 Creative Academy. I got to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, it won't really. Okay, we're good. Okay, I think we're good. 365 Creative Academy, where we help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of trainings, from graphic designing, pricing for profit. We have Creative Lounge, Creative Business. We have Phone Board, Photoshop, memorials, party favors, all the things creatively. Everything that I have learned over the past 3 decades, we have some sort of class on it over at 365 Creative Academy. So go ahead and check that out. And of course, all of my social media platforms, I have been teaching for a decade, freely on these platforms. So if you're not able to attend any of our, or purchase any of our classes, like playbacks for them, or attend any programs that we currently have live sessions or you are, you're able to still learn. I always say I don't do tutorials, I do mini classes. So you can learn a lot because your girl is long-winded. I don't know how to do short form content. I love YouTube. I love Facebook. I've never really gotten into reels and shorts and TikToks and all those things because I suck at short form content. So you can learn a lot. It put me on 2x speed. Well, maybe 1.5, 1.25. I already talk too fast. So if you put me on 2x speed, it will probably be like how I naturally talk. This is me practicing because my natural speed is like Mr. Testaverde from Saved by the Bell. And I can talk really, really fast. Like normally I really cannot stand slow talkers. So when I'm talking, I talk like this and people could not understand me. And it's like, girl, if you don't slow your behind down, like, how the heck are we supposed to understand you? But this is how I talk. This is how I actually prefer to listen to people. I really, really can't understand people when they talk slow. So most times when I watch stuff, I watch it on 2x speed. Like, if it's really slow, I can't understand you. Like, and it bores me. And I'm like, okay, you lose my attention. So most of the time I am talking like this. It took me a really long time to learn to slow my behind down and talk slower so that people could understand me. This is definitely a work in progress for me to talk like this because I did not recognize the fact that me talking like that was an issue and people just did not understand what I was saying. So I have had to practice quite a bit to get to the point where I'm like, if I'm going to be an instructor and teacher, I have to understand that most people don't learn like me and you have to slow it down. I had to learn to take natural pauses so that people can actually process what I say, because it was a learning process of, even though I have slowed down, the thoughts keep coming and coming and coming and coming, and I would just continue to just spew them out. I had to learn to put natural pauses in so that people can actually process the things that I have said. So this, what you guys are seeing now, is definitely not who I was and who I am naturally. So I work in progress. Hopefully you guys appreciate the work because this is hard. It's hard work to talk this slow. I watch everything on 2x speed. But if my long-windedness and my attention to detail and feeling like every single bit of information is important and it makes the process long, because in your mind, it's okay, click here, click there, get it over with. It should not take this long. If that is your thought process, I highly recommend watching me on 2x speed to kind of get it done. But you can learn a lot, I promise you. If you ever want to, if you get something out of it, it does help you. We are fully monetized everywhere. So if you would like to send a super chat, super chats are not just for lives, right? If you are watching a playback, you actually can send a super chat or, a super sticker. You can say thank you. Our Cash App is always open. Our Zelle is always open. Our PayPal is always open. Okay. If you are watching over on Facebook, we are fully monetized. You can send stars. So y'all can still say thank you. Every little bit count. When you have a following, a subscriber count of, was it, I think 39,000 over on YouTube. Hey, 50 cent. What they say? You can feed how many kids in Africa with 17 cents a day? If y'all send 50 cents, look, if my followers were sending 50 cents every single day, like I can go and I can give this out. Technically, I guess it wouldn't really be for free, but it wouldn't be at a price tag of like, what everybody's paying, or I say everybody, the people that buy into it. But if everybody was contributing to the pot to keep lights on, to keep these cameras paid, and to replace and do all the things, y'all can get this information for a whole lot less if y'all just said thank you with a little love offering. I'm just saying. I'm not knowledgeable about. Okay, so if I'm I just put it out there because some people trust that more than putting their money on like Cash App. But if I'm being totally transparent, I prefer my coins not to go through there because Google takes 30% of it and I only get 70%. So if I'm being totally honest, I would prefer you send it through Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, where the girl gets all her coins. Well, minus the transaction fee, but that's the preference. That would be the preference. Cash App, Zelle, or PayPal. Because when you go through anything through YouTube, Google takes 30%. And when you go through Facebook with the what them things called? The stars, I think theirs might be 20%. I forget with them. But it's also, you have to do a lot to get like to really see it. Like it's weird. So people like I think like how you buy the stars, like let's say you buy like $10 or whatever, it's like getting, I forget how many stars it is, and then like trying to send that or whatever. It's just weird. Cash App work, Zelle and PayPal. I'm just saying. It come direct, okay? I can take that. I ain't got to wait for them to send me my money. You send it, and then I have to wait like a whole month, like to the next cycle to get it. Y'all send it the other ways. I can go to Wawa's right now and go get me a frappe. Support my coffee habit. No, in all seriousness, no. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I forgot what I was saying. I just totally spazzed out on that. I really don't remember what the heck I was saying. But anywho, you can consume me for free and watch it on 2x speed and also fast forward. I use time. Some people say, well, why don't you do timestamps? Again, transparent moment. It's free. I am already giving you the content and the information. I don't believe in doing extra work for free. If y'all were supporting, dropping a couple coins to justify, like, because it don't just miraculously happen. Okay, got to go in, see what was here, look at the timestamp. It has to manually be typed in. Y'all aren't paying me. Some people's like, oh, but it helps and make people watch. You either watch or you don't. Like, I think that's the like I don't care to be like that much to where for something that's free to do all of that work. There are some people where YouTube is their bread and butter. They want their YouTube to look a certain way and they want certain aesthetics because they desire to get sponsorships. Like they want their YouTube channel to be set up in a certain way that's going to be like, to be honest, they're not doing it for you. Like, let's be for real. Y'all as consumers of the content, as viewers and watchers, most times we're not doing it for you. Like if you're really trying, like depends on how you're using your YouTube. If someone is setting their YouTube up so like for bigger goals, right? They want to be able to get sponsors. If you truly listen to YouTubers, they'll tell you that the money is really in the sponsorship deals, in like the affiliate links and things that you have, not for everyone is it in making the money via the YouTube, like the AdSense. There's only a small portion of people that really make the money off of the AdSense. A lot of like the children's thing, like the children type shows, because when it comes to kids, well, some of them kids have gotten smart. Zion Imani is definitely one of them where it's like, anybody got time for this? Zion Imani, as they get older, they know how to skip past the ads. But when a parent just puts an iPad in front of the kid, them little ads and stuff that come across, them kids finna watch these ads. And then, they can't really click off the ones at the bottom. So those types of channels, and the kids watch it all the way through. They're not really skipping through. So you don't have this large click rate, the watch time, like they're watching the whole thing through. So it works better for AdSense. But when it comes to adults and teenagers, it's like, okay, I want to get past this part. I'm going to skip ahead. And like literally all of these things are being tracked. And that is what affects how much money you get, from the people, like the advertisements that are put on your page or whatever, on your channel. So kid channels tend to do well because little ones, they're not skipping past stuff and things like that. So it's a lot like that goes into it. But people will tell you it's the sponsorships, right? It's the, being people contacting you for like the affiliate links. So they want their page to look a certain way to be appealing to the sponsors, to where sponsors feel like it's going to be easy for someone to find where my ad is. It's going to be easy for them to navigate. They're not doing it for y'all. They're not doing it for the viewer. Y'all views don't really help the bottom line. Ooh, sorry. Oh my God, why y'all didn't tell me I got white stuff? Don't rush me, girl. I'll get that when I get there. I'm just playing. I'm going to talk about it. It's in the show notes. So I'm going to get there. But for me, I'm like, I don't really care to do. I tried it. I've even had people do it for me. I encourage my students, like when it comes to classes, I'm always like, I recommend y'all do your own timestamps. Like as you're watching it, look at what it is. Make yourself a note. Like make a comment and put the timestamp and whatever it is. That way, when you go back, you can click on it. And you guys can do it too on the free public videos. Make yourself like, even when you comment, it has like a little thing where you can click it and put a timestamp there. And you don't even have to look. I mean, it might be a little bit off and you can probably just like take the time back a little bit, but you can put a timestamp there, put a comment, and you go back, just find your comment and click on that timestamp, and it's going to go right to that section that you need. Like you can do your own work. Y'all don't pay me to do that kind of work, so I don't focus on timestamps. But anywho, that's just kind of, again, I told y'all, there's no more teaching. I come on here now. It's just a podcast like type deal for me to just basically rant. All right. So let's talk about some things. I'm going to kind of go through that really helps to do it myself. And then it's like exactly what you want. Let's see. All right. I got so busy yesterday and didn't respond to your reply. So what I need or want to learn is how to really design in scale. When I design, I always have to print more than once because my design is either small or large for my blanks. I will explain more in the actual Facebook post. Okay. So depending on what your blank, okay, you don't have, do it in there, but I will say it depends on what it is. If it's something like okay, so let's say when I was creating the labels for our bottles, it's a matter of measuring, which this wasn't me. They screwed this up, which is one reason why we had to get new labels. But it's just measuring from top to bottom and then like here, and then you're just putting in the actual size. And for where you want it to go. If it is something like, I'm trying to see something that actually has a shape to it. Because see, something like this is not really to scale because you make it whatever size you want it to be. I'm trying to see. Okay. Let's say you wanted to put a label and you want it to go over the whole thing, like this or whatever. Ooh, what's going on today? I mean, I know the white was from my lip gloss, but my hands is ashy. What the heck is going on? If you've ever been in my class, let's see who pays attention. I need to know if my teachings are, if I'm actually teaching, because I know I said it in classes and I know I've even mentioned it publicly sometimes. So I'm not even going to give the answer. I want to know if people are paying attention. In order to get an accurate template, what do I instruct to do if you want an accurate template? There is a way to get the perfect size every single time. Every single person can do it because every last one of you guys have one. What is that? And no, it's not a measure. And I'll tell you now, don't answer with the ruler because a ruler will never give you an exact size. Okay, so you scan it. So what's the problem? Scan it. Scan it. So where's the problem with getting it to scale? Once you scan it, that is the size. There should be no question. Scale. Y'all are making me proud. Y'all are making me proud. Oh my God. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. Okay, maybe it. Okay. I see. I don't know if anybody you guys watch Not Carlton Banks. I so feel like Lily right now. So even if you are zooming in and out, that doesn't change the size of it. It doesn't change it. So once you have the size of it, even if you make it bigger so that you can see it, right? You just have to take it back down to its original size. So this is why, okay, what's the number one thing when it comes to designing before you modify anything you have to do? Let's see. Let's see if you guys are paying attention. What is my number one rule when it comes to designing? Please, okay, let's see. What is my number one rule to designing? I really can't see the comments because I'm doing it over here. Okay, no. All right. Let's see. 3, 2. Lord, please let these people have the right answer. Let me find out y'all be paying attention. I need some lotion. That's what the hell I need. Hold on. Where is my lotion that I guarantee that 14-year-old came in here and took my ish. Because, baby, these hands are ashy. Wait, okay. So if you are in creative, business, you are going to understand this. That 197 soap, it cleans, baby, because it strips the dirt and the oils, okay? Because my hands is ashy because I cleaned it. Look, ain't no dirt, no oil, no nothing. That 197, and remember I said, I was like, if the 488 keeps some moisture, maybe I need to get the 488. But the 197 got your girl ashy. So if you are in creative business, y'all are gonna get that, and we're gonna laugh about that on Thursday. Y'all remind me on Thursday to talk that 197 got your girl ashy. I tell y'all, we be cutting up. If you are not in the Creative Business Accelerator Program, I don't know what you wait. We learn a lot. It's gonna challenge you. I might make you cry. I felt bad, but in a good way, because I had a conversation with one of the students. She was crying, but I'm there to support. I felt it, so I'm like, I had to hit her up. Like, okay, all right. So what had happened was, and we good now, but it's in a good way. It's like challenging you. If you're not in it, I don't know what to tell you, because you're gonna be better on the other side. But we be cutting up. We be cutting up in a good way. Hold on one second. I thought I heard my child still sleeps, so, and I don't see my lotion. I don't know where my lotion is that I keep in my off. Wait, hold on. Before I blame my child. No, it's not in here. It's not in here. Okay, anywho. All right, so if you duplicate it, but because I do teach that, right? This is small, okay? This is Tanaichi. Anybody got time for that? And then when you're doing text this small, if you do offsets and things, it's going to look crazy. So you have to blow it up to be able to put your things and stuff in it. And then, of course, shrink it back down. But you have to have the original to know what to shrink it back down to. You group it all together and then you shrink it down proportionally to the size. So no, like you have to, but I think it's just getting more practice in for different items, which comes in where y'all asking questions, bringing different things to the table, coming to classes, creative lounge, different suggestions for what all we can create. When someone makes a suggestion, it's not to say, okay, let me take this and turn it into a business. It becomes a part of my product line. I need to sell this. It will help you become a better designer for anything. So if you just work along with us, you don't treat it as, okay, well, I'm never going to need to make a label for a tape runner. Take the tape runner part out. It's about learning the concept of how to take this, scan it, and be able to design within it where you are increasing the size, designing in it, and how to properly bring it down. Because maybe you will need to do that for a candle, a whistle, a this, a that. It's about learning to design. I try my best not to ever focus on the thing and make it feel like, oh, you need to learn how to do this and you need to add this to your offerings and everybody needs to be selling this. No, I teach graphic designing. You need to learn the concepts. You need to learn layout. You need to learn composition. You need to learn about resolution. Like she said, it might be the resolution, the pixels of this. You need to learn that. It doesn't matter what the thing is. Methods are many, principles are few. Methods change, principles never do. The method in which you learn the thing may change. There'll be a whole bunch of those, but the principles will remain the same. And that is that's the premises of what I've taught on for the past 10 years. Okay. Is there a video on my channel of how to do it? Probably. I've been doing videos for 10 years. Can I pinpoint you to exactly which one? Probably not. But we have plenty of classes. In classes, I have shown how to scan something. So that I can direct you to a specific class, but a specific free video, you're just going to have to go searching, my love. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, Creative Lounge has definitely changed quite a bit. So it's definitely not going to be. So I'm going to talk about that. All right. So let me get into. Okay, wait. Somebody also said something here. For shirts, I use 9x9 for small, 10x10. Okay. Wrong thing to do. Wrong. You should never, ever constrain yourself to a 9x9, a 10x10. We don't design in squares. Shirt designs are not. There's no way that I would ever be able to make this a 9x9, a 10x10, 11x11, whoever, whatever. We don't design in squares. So you should not be going off of trying to make anything into a square. All right. So let's get into it. All right. Copy. All right. Okay. So I have dedicated basically the past 10 years to the creative community. I have basically positioned myself in a lot of beginner, intermediate communities as someone who is always providing information, value, guidance, and things of that nature. I've kind of shared like my backstory in that I've always just been a person that seeks knowledge. I'm naturally gifted in certain areas. I'm a nerd. You know, I just like learning. I enjoy reading as a kid, very inquisitive, enjoying things like almanacs, encyclopedias, reading through dictionaries, putting things in alphabetical order, like spelling bees, debates, like that's just, I was a natural learner, a natural tinkerer. So it wasn't a lot of like taking classes to learn. It's just, I learned through observing things. Jesus, Shakia. And just trying things, like kind of having this fearless personality. I'm not afraid to try things. I'm not afraid to mess things up. You know, my family didn't like it very much. I very much so wanted to be like my grandmothers, my aunts, and let me get in there and cook. In their mind, it's you don't know how to cook and food is too expensive for you to be in here experimenting and messing up food because you don't know. Like now, when I want to try, my husband hates it, but if I want to try something, I'm going to try it out. If it don't come out right, it'll just go in the garbage. Like, in my mind, for me, it's like, how do you know to do something? Like, if you don't try it out, you can't always just pay for something or learn. Like, you can learn concepts, but as far as you doing it and like just figuring out, you have to try it out. And if it's nasty, if it don't quite work out, it's like, it's not really what I thought it would be, I'm going to throw it away, or I'm going to keep trying it again. I'm going to keep perfecting the formula. I'm going to do it so that I make sure that this is the right formula. This is the right amount. Like, this is the right ingredient. I can plan it out, especially if it's going to be for business and I need to figure out how much is this going to cost. That is just me. Like, I will have, like, I don't know, like, that's just always been me. And I have been able to, like, I was able to do these things when it didn't affect my livelihood. I had the opportunity to do these things as a young adult, in my teens, and when Uncle Sam took care of me, right? I'm getting a paycheck from being in the military, but I'm also living on base. Like, my housing is taken care of. I'm an airman with no kids. I eat in the mess hall. So all of my meals are taken care of. I don't have to worry really about a whole lot of clothing because I'm in BDUs the majority of the time, especially like in basic training and in tech. So at tech school, I had all this free time. You're not able to like really do a whole lot. You are restricted to certain things. So I'm able to just figure things out. I have my own, like, I was just able to figure out a lot of these things on my own. I have my computer, I have my printers. My situation was different than a lot of your situations. So, and then it wasn't this culture of all of these coaches and instructors. You didn't have all of the YouTube tutorial type that what you guys have access to now, I didn't have access to. When it came to me doing events and things like that, you went to live in-person classes. So when it came to florals, I went to a class and realized ain't nobody got time for this. I paid a lot of money to go to that class to realize, no, this ain't for me. I didn't feel any type of way in, oh, well, because I invested this much money, I have to do this. I was glad that I invested the money to where I was able to see all at one time what it took to do floral arrangements, where I didn't have to waste years and a bunch of time buying all of these. Like, if I would have had to buy all of the supplies individually, I would have spent more than what that investment was into that particular class to find all of that out, right? I was grateful for that. And I'm like, okay, I have that knowledge. If I need to do something for myself, hey, I'm saving. I'll get whatever little bit of stuff I need to do. I'm able to kind of save on that labor. But me incorporating that into my business, absolutely the heck not. Won't happen, Captain. That's for the birds. Won't do it. 10 out of 10. Don't recommend. Not for me. When it came to draping, all right, I like some of this. Okay, I got the information. You go, like, back then, you didn't have access to. People talk about like gatekeeping. I feel like people give away information too freely now. I had to pay to find out about vendors for poles, like where you go to get these pipe and drape poles at, where you go at to get the vendors for backdrops and get the fabrics and things like that. Now people, like, they just want you to give the information away for free. I had to pay to get that. Now, would I ever want to do all of the double pole and the swoops and the this? Man, where I get these poles at, where I got to keep paying these people $100 every time? How can I store this? And it's like seeing the things of, damn it, these poles really heavy. Where am I gonna put these at? Where am I gonna store these at? Like, going to those classes and somebody really telling you the real, not just, oh, this is pretty, and you're like renting them, not seeing what happens after the event and this stuff goes away, what happens, not like being able to understand how this stuff get cleaned. Like, tell me the real. It was in person for that. It wasn't all of this online stuff. So when all of the virtual coaching and things like that, these are people with you don't get to, they weren't really doing like a lot of like YouTube, like they weren't showing anything free. It was a lot of, join my class type situation, and they came out of nowhere, it put a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm just like, where all y'all came from? So I wasn't too big on the social media type coaching type stuff, which is why I never did coaching programs, right? I never had a coaching program. I want to teach you this specific thing. And it was a lower ticket one. So where it's like, okay, I'm like, okay, if I get a bunch of people in here, I'm going to teach the same thing for an hour to 2 people or to 50 people, or 100 people. My goal was to get 100 people, 500 people to buy it. So if 500 people purchase this at whether it was $20, or when I first started, I was charging $5 a class. So I'm like, if I have all these people kind of, go in and purchase it for like $5, whatever, I'm good, right? Like I wanted to reach more people, but still get paid for it. I'm like, if all y'all watching it for free, the least you can do is support. Oh, I don't have you. If you're doing this and you're trying to make money from it, if you want somebody to pay you $25 for this shirt, the least you can do is pay me $5 to learn how to do it. That was my mindset, right? So I never did like these coaching programs because they want you to give like all this money up front. You ain't showed me nothing yet for me to give you all this money up front. So I never, ever like really brought into that. I'm always the one that's like in groups, that's like helping and stuff like that. But I got drained. This is something that I talked about a couple months ago. Y'all drained me. It got to a point where I'm showing up. I'm asking y'all what y'all want to learn. Y'all complaining about so much stuff. People don't do this. They don't show that. Y'all say that. But then when you have someone saying, okay, I hear y'all complaining. What you want to learn? Well, I don't know. I just want to learn everything. I want to learn everything. You can't want to learn everything. That's your problem. You want to learn everything to the point where you're learning nothing. You don't know what you want to implement because you just keep inputting information, and you're not really putting action to anything. That's what's one question that you have? What can I help you with? What are you actually struggling with? What can't you figure out? Come on here. It's like pulling, oh, well, I just love the way you teach, whatever. Okay, well, we're going to sit here and just look at each other because if y'all ain't got no questions, I ain't got nothing to teach. I'm not going to go and just keep volunteering my information and I can't even get y'all to give a like. Y'all not sharing the video. Like, y'all not giving out 50 cents, $1. Well, damn, this helped me. Y'all aren't coming back to let me know that I helped you, so I don't have no social proof to say I helped this many people. So I'm getting no feedback. I'm not getting any likes. Y'all don't come on here and say hello. So I'm not getting comments. I'm not getting shares. No monetary. Y'all want my information, but you want to go buy somebody else's paper, somebody else's ink, and then have the audacity to come into my group, or better yet, the mitigated gall to come into my inbox and ask me how to get your colors right with somebody else's ink and paper. I want to be like Friday. Go ask that for some money. Go ask that how to fix it. Oh, but you can't. But you ain't got no problem spending your money with them. But they can't even help you troubleshoot. But because, I'm the one that's always available in your eyes. Oh, she gonna help me. But you don't want to buy my but I really have, I would buy it, but I already have. Okay, well, go ask. Like, so it just became a lot and it was draining. And then it's like, I'm in class, people pay for the classes, but it's like, where y'all homework at? Why y'all not asking questions? So I'm like, it can't be just me. It can't be me. It can't be. I felt like I can't go into other craft programs because then, like in my mind, I felt like people would feel like I was a fraud or like, oh, see, she don't really know what she's talking about. She going other people's programs and she taking their, because that's how the craft, no matter the fact that I've been doing all this stuff 10 years. I have all the evidence in the world that I know this stuff. I've been doing this stuff But if I felt like if I showed up in somebody else's program that was like craft related, I was worried about what people would think, right? So I only show up like for people who like I knew, and they would invite me. Oh, Shakia, if you can come, you can support me. Like, show up. And I was there to support them. And like they would go and like they would say that I would be there to like audit them, or they'd be like, hey, if you can just kind of help me with my program. And I want to be able to do classes. Just let me know, like give me some tips and stuff. So of course I got to kind of go and see, like, and those are the classes that I would show up to help the people who said they want to get into this. But I'm like, I gotta figure out something, because I felt like I was losing the connection. I'm like, okay, I'm in these classes, they aren't saying anything. Is it just me, or do people come in classes and they're not here to really ask questions? They only want to get information. So I said, okay, let me explore other people's programs. But a lot of the things you see surface level. It's a lot of people like kind of like what I'm doing now. So I'm kind of working in reverse, right? I did a lot of straight up tutorials. I'm showing you step by step by step by step by every single step. You can literally learn everything step by step. Classes was so that you can ask me questions in real time. And I also give a little bit more, I put a little bit more sauce on the classes. I put just a little bit more sauce on it. I give you quicker steps in classes. Here, and so most people, they just talk to you. They give you their principles. They don't give you methods, right? I don't know if I can pay you the kind of money you asking for the methods just based off of your principles, right? Because how do you teach? What's your method? Are you step by step? Are you just going to talk me to death? Are you going to give me actionable steps? Is it going to be kind of a co-work type deal? Do I get to ask questions? Like, you haven't shown me what it is that, do you know how to teach? Some people are very knowledgeable, but it doesn't mean that you know how to right? So I was very, very hesitant. It's a lot of people who I love watching online, but I'm like, I don't know. But I had to make a change, because I was about to literally give up. I'm like, I can't keep showing up to these live classes and crying. I literally cried after about 85% of my classes. I walk out of this office, I go to my bed, and I just fall on the bed and I bawl out crying, and my husband is just rubbing my back. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't feel like I'm about to cry again. I'm not going to cry on this last key. You better get it, girl. You better toughen up. Better get it together. You better not about to cry on this day people laugh, okay, for these people. But I felt like I wasn't connecting. People were not asking questions. Then I'm seeing one person maybe post the homework, but I'm seeing in other groups, I'm like, okay, they're posting. I'm like, is it because I'm not offering to give something away? Like, do I have to offer to give away something for free to get people to post homework? Am I making it too complex? Like, what is it? Like, what is it? Like, I just did not understand what it was. So I'm like, okay, it can't just be a craft thing. Let me go look at completely outside of the craft world. So I ended up joining a certain program. And the other thing was my personality. People say I'm too harsh. I'm too blunt. I'm too cocky, or too confident, too cocky, whatever it is that you want to say, right? As a woman, I can't be this way, right? It's almost like I'm a bitch. Yet pastors, especially Baptist, non-denominational pastors, Black pastors, they can get up there and they can be passionate. They start their sermon off like kind of like, they're reading from their passage. And when they get into their message, then you got all the yes and can preach, keep going. Yeah, they will sit in that service. Service supposed to be over at 1. Here we are, 1:30. And it's like, and he asked the question, can I get, yeah, and they just sitting there. It ain't no time frame. You know good and hell well that slow cooker on, and that you might burn down the house, but you still there listening to pastor. Then you getting up knowing good and hell well. It's like, I know I got to pay this T-Mobile bill, but I'm going to go and I'm going to give to the Lord. I'm about to go walk up to this thing. I'm not about to put it on. I'm about to blow into my little purse. It's my last. I'm about to put it on this altar. Yes, God. Yes. Let a pastor do it. It's okay. But let somebody, they begging for money. They doing this. They doing that. Like all of these different things, right? People don't bat an eye at when a male pastor does it, or if it's under the umbrella or the premises of the Lord and religion and worship. But if you're just talking about the same way that I'm passionate about, don't get me wrong now, your girl love the Lord. I mean, let's not get it twisted, okay? Let's not mix it up. I'm not saying I don't love the Lord, okay? Love the Lord. But I'm just saying, in what I speak on my platform, it's the same amount of passion, just on a different topic, but I become the bad guy, right? We're not calling every single pastor cocky in them being passionate about their messaging. It became an issue for me, like, when I'm doing it. So I'm sitting up here crying. I'm like, I have to figure out something. So I joined a program where I'm like, I resonated with this particular person, because I feel like the comments, people were like, oh my God, Donnie is like this, Donnie is like that, da 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 da. And then also when I'm looking at my life, and so let me back up. I watched the Social Proof podcast. Absolutely love it. I have been watching it for years. Even before I think Donnie was on there. Like I've seen like snippets of like this, like here and there. I was watching like the Social Proof podcast. And so like, I mean, I've known David, right? And he's talked about like the Morning Meetup for a while, but I wasn't really in the mindset of needing like community. Like I just wasn't in that mindset. I also wasn't in this like full on entrepreneur. Like needing that support system like that, right? Didn't always need that. So it wasn't this thing of like needing to kind of join that. And it was presented more like community and versus teaching a specific thing. It wasn't like, okay, come join this. We're going to show you how to set up a website. We're going to show you how to, how to create your product labeling, how to press a t-shirt. Like it wasn't a specific thing. It's like teaching the principles of entrepreneurship. It's almost like a mindset thing. And at the time, it's like, I don't really need the mindset. Like I'm there. But sometimes it's like those specific things, like how to specifically run ads. And when he was doing his like little snippets, right? Because everybody wants to condense things into short form content. I am not someone who you can convince just by keep doing these ads and snippets or like these little promos, I have the #1 entrepreneurship community, blah, 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 like all these different things. Like that didn't resonate with me. I like your podcast, but you never gave any substance to what your community was, or at least to me. Because it's always just this kind of thing, whatever, and just kind of talking about it. It never resonated. Like I never really jumped to like join it. Same thing with Donnie. Like, how she presented it, it never really, I was like, okay, it just never made me want to really join it. I'm a long form type person, right? I need something else to make me want to join. Like you got to give me more. Like, that's just me. And that's why I teach. I'm teaching my students in Creative Business Accelerator. Everybody is not the same. You have to figure out what resonates with your, like I ask the question as far as like, what, like when it comes to certain companies, like what makes them buy, like I get into the psychological. We go over how customers perceive value, how they make decisions, and then you have to now figure out how you want your business to align with that, whatever, right? So, anywho, for me, David's program was in the morning. I have young children. 8 a.m., baby, that's fighting with a 6-year-old, okay? To get out this door, to get him to school. This is right in the middle of administering medicine because my child has epilepsy. So my brain is, if I'm distracted by these things, I'm going to forget to give my kid his medicine. This is fighting with him, like, because he's very independent now. So there's certain things that he does himself, but getting on at 8 o'clock in the morning is prime time for getting kids ready for school. So, and I'm like, if I'm paying my money, unlike my students, I want to be present. I want to be attentive. Well, I'm saying all my students, but like, I want to be in the moment. I want to be able to really be able to take my notes, this and the third or whatever. So I'm like, I want to be present and in the moment. I'm like, I cannot do that at 8 a.m. every single day because his program is every single morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I got children, okay? They got to be in school. Got to get them up. And like MJ, now it's a little bit different, MJ, because I take him to school. But when he had to catch the bus, that was like that time of, wrangling up kids so I can get him out the door. It was prime time in my household. So and then I'm like trying to watch playbacks, and I'm like, then I have to like watch it later. Like I watch the playbacks, but I want to be able to like watch it. I still watch the live and then go back to the playback later to take notes. That's kind of how I do stuff. So Donnie, and it's like, okay, chosen between the two. So with Donnie, hers one day each week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. All right, cool. I can make this work. The other thing was the cost, right? Donnie, $97 a month. And although I didn't really know her teaching style, I was like, okay, it's entrepreneurship. I need to see, when it comes to entrepreneurship, are people engaged? Are they asking questions about? So I went in to see the platform, to see the setup. I knew I wanted to make changes in mind. I wanted to be able to see certain things, whatever. So I'm like, okay, let me join this. And I felt comfortable because people were making me feel like who I was, I would not be successful. Like people kept trying to change me and how I presented information. And here I am watching this very successful person live out loud and be her completely authentic self. And, especially when she did the episode of Hot Seat, and she's like, David, why you got me on here? Like, I love her personality. So I ended up joining her program. And the difference between, other than the time, it was at one point where David changed his platform where it was $497 for the year. Now, mind you, $497 is not a lot of money, especially for a year. But it's a lot of money for me to give up, and I don't really know your teaching style. I like you as an interviewer. I love the guests that you bring on. I mean, I love the hot seat, love free smoke. I like the way that your mind thinks entrepreneurially. We align a lot, like we think alike. So we could really be business. We can chop it up. I really think we can really, really chop it up because we think alike. Our thought processes when it comes to business, they align. But I don't really know how you operate in a teaching platform to where I'm going to give you $500 just willy-nilly. Like, can we soft launch into this? Can we go on a couple of dates first before I just drop the draws? Like, excuse me? How you just going to ask me for $500? You ain't got nothing. Where your lower ticket item? You ain't got nothing for like $25 I can try out first? Where your lead magnet at, sir? Like the hell? So that was that I just couldn't do it. So you already got one strike. Although I would really like to, that's prime time for me. And you talking about something just give you $500 off the bat? Sir. Can we so him and Donnie were trying to figure out for people that wanted to join both programs, right? How could they meet in the middle? And they literally worked this out. They were trying to work it out on one of their podcasts. So I guess he ended up going back to the $97 model where you can pay monthly. But when he is promoting it on his platform, he is still saying $497. So when he have his little breaks and stuff like that, like when he watches podcasts and he has his own commercials in the middle of his podcast, he's still saying, you know, you can do a lot with $500. You can buy some shoes, with some nice shoes cost about $1,000, or you can buy a course, or you can literally, that's how much I watch it, because I literally can say that ad like verbatim, right? He still says $497. So I happened to click on one of his ads, right? And he did his spiel, and then he mentioned that you can do he was back at a $97 model, because in all of his other, like on his podcast, he's still saying $497. It wasn't until I went to his webinar that he mentioned the $97. So I'm like, all right, cool. He has the 97, but it was still the 8:00 in the morning. So I had made up in my mind. I was like, I'm going to join this week because the kids are on spring break. I have no excuse. I don't have to get kids ready. So if nothing else, if I cannot be on any other time this week, I am going to be able to be on every morning, 8:00 this week. Kids are on spring break. So I joined. I signed up on Sunday. And of course, we had our first sessions yesterday. Well, my first sessions was yesterday and today. Let me tell y'all. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wait, no. Back up. What made me actually also, how I also knew to join, when I made the decision, me being in Donnie's program, we had like a Q&A day or something like that. And so she had, someone was asking about some stuff. And I mentioned that I was a Shopify partner and I do Shopify. You know, I know about Shopify. So, because someone had a question about Shopify. So I was like, if you have a question about Shopify, let me know. I'm here to help. You know, send me a message in the app. And so about 6 different people reached out to me. I did free one-on-one sessions with each of them, those who reached out to me. And one of the young ladies, she was like, she was in David's. She didn't know about Donnie until the My First Millionaire event that they did for their birthdays last year. And so she ended up doing Donnie's program under her 7-day pass, but she was in the Morning Meetup. She broke down to me what the Morning Meetup is. So she's going through and she's selling this thing. And she's like, you know, we have the book club. She's like, you know, they when they open the call, they do this, they do that, whatever. David comes on Mondays. We do this, we do this, we do this. Like he kind of says it, but when you have someone who's in the program and then they're giving their experience and how much they like it. And I was like, oh, all of that happens. So that again piqued my interest, but I'm still, and then she, and so I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I like it, but that $497. And so she was like, well, but now he has the 97. I say, wait, really? I was like, but he always says $497. She's like, no, I pay $97 a month. And that's when I saw his ad. I was like, okay, well, let me go to the webinar. And then when I went to the webinar, because he does a webinar every single Sunday, basically as his sales call to get people to know about Morning Meetup. So I went to one of them on a Sunday, and now he does them on Sundays and Wednesdays. So I went to that. I was like, oh, okay. This was like months ago. This was like in January, I think, or something like that. And so I'm like, okay, cool, perfect. I had already made a plan. Spring break, I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna do it. Y'all. One, I was like, this is what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. That man set up in the morning meetup. I haven't been there since the beginning. I'm pretty sure it has grown and probably has gone through some changes. But I can say at present day, in 2025, when you go in the app, the setup of it all. Oh my God. I was like, yeah, it's time to step my game up. Now, okay. I think what stood out to me is these are all things that I literally have written down. These are all things that I literally talk about to my students. It's harder for me to implement because I got too much going on, which is why, like in Creative Business Accelerator, I'm telling them, don't be like me where it's too late and trying to course correct takes too much effort to where you are stressed out. It's better to set up your systems properly in the beginning when you don't have a lot going on, like if you can, so that it makes your life easier as you're building and growing. It's hard for me now because I have so many moving parts trying to adjust each one. It's almost like the edit points. When I tell you guys, the least amount of edit points you have, the better, like the easier it is to control. The more edit points you have and you're trying to move all of these points, it's frustrating. That's kind of how I am. My life and my business right now, I have too many edit points that I'm trying to eliminate edit points so that it's easier for me to outline this shape and to get better control. My creative business accelerator students, I don't want them to trace and detach and end up with all these edit points. I want them to take this shape, add the edit points where they need them to be at, and then adjust them. David zone is like, yes. So I'm like, okay, this is confirmation. Y'all know I live off of good confirmation. This is why I'm actually doing this video today, because I was like, okay, I don't know if I should ask him first, because what if he doesn't want people to see, because he's never shown the inside of like his program. I've never seen anybody publicly talk about how his program works, or his community, not program, how his community works, like from the inside out. Is it because he doesn't want people to kind of like see that? Does he want them to come in and see it first? But then this morning, he was like, yo, make sure y'all go and you post it on your Instagram. Well, sir, I don't really have Instagram, but I definitely have a YouTube and a Facebook. And I'll make sure that I kind of condense this part down because I talk too much. I said, I'm going to take this part and condense it down so I can post it for him to see. Or just because that, he is what he asked for. And then because in my mind, I'm like, I really wanted to talk about my first experience with this, because how can I ask my students to give feedback on what they experience in my program in detail if I don't do it in a program that I am in, or a community, or whatever I'm paying for, if I don't do it for somebody else? And so I was going back and forth with it. And when he said it this morning, I said, okay, God, you'll be working real fast, because I was conflicted. And when he said that, I was like, okay, that was my cue to go in and like really, really, really talk about it. So first impressions, it's just the way that it's set up. It's just amazing. I am one where I have frameworks, or I have pillars. My creative business students, they know that. Like I have my 5 pillars, like how that's kind of set up when I'm talking about different things. So he has his set up. Like I need to go over here. I remember watching this one video, and it's like his is all C's. So y'all know how I am about like branding and marketing and like things being consistent, right? So he has, is it 7 C's? Hold on. 1 second. I'm going to tell you. Hold on. It's community values, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's content, creativity, character, coachable, commerce, community, consistency, right? So he has that. It's all these C's. Those are his core values. But what's interesting and like things that like small things that I pick up on when I look at how his thing is broken down, I got to make sure like there's no like major links or anything here. So I'm going to go present, share screen, entire screen, share. Okay. So then what I noticed, you see how he has all of these C's, right? Core, calls, clarity, currency, community, connected, coaching, crew, courses, challenges. It's all C's. I was like, this is somebody after my branding heart. OM to the freaking G. Just that alone, I was like, yeah, I made the right decision. And just that, like, he had me hook, line, and sinker for somebody who values that, somebody who teaches that, somebody who embodies that. Like in my Creative Business Accelerator Program, like everything for me, once my company became about 365, everything for me is 365. And like, you guys know that, right? Like I embody my brand. Everything, like, you know, those like when they're in my program, my frameworks, I break everything down into 365, right? Just that, like just going through that, I was like, that is so freaking dope to see his core values all begin with the C. And then the way that his dashboard is set up, it's literally all C's. Core, and then it's like goes into like there's the community values there, but core, calls, clarity, currency, community, and then it was like still community, connected events, coaching, crew, courses, challenges. Baby, yes, God. That was amazing to me, right? There are little things that I let's say like when you go into I just realized I missed the orientation one. It's that, right? So today Nella was like, hey, we have our orientation just to show you, like to welcome you and show you how to navigate. That is something that I would have liked to do. For me, it's building a team. He has a team of people. And I know that that is the missing component for me, is a consistent team of people to be able to do certain things and like them being consistent. That's the thing for me, is having reliable, consistent help. The way the calls are set up in well, the ones recently, I have to go back and watch a lot of the playbacks, but like because of the book club, like I know for David, it has to like not feel like everything is on you and feeling like you are drained. I always feel like I'm so drained, like showing up for the class, having to do like all of the moving parts. So now I know Monique does some stuff, but it's like Coach Shaky. And that was other thing. Let me tell y'all, it's so much alignment. My mother-in-law, baby, that woman right there, when I tell you she is connected to God, God be telling her all people business. And sometimes I don't be appreciating it, but then I do appreciate it because, baby, God let her know when look out for this and this stuff be coming to pass. When I say my mother-in-law is connected to the Lord, she is connected to the Lord. And my mother-in-law is Haitian because my husband's Haitian, of Haitian descent. And so she calls me Shaky, right? She doesn't say Shakia. And so first call, first voice you hear, the lady's name is Auntie Shaky. I say, oh God, why how I'm just now finding my tribe? Like, what's the world, right? It's Auntie Shaky. Literally spelled the same way, it's just missing the A. So it starts off, they have a book club, and it's like reading different personal development, business development books, which I'm already into. Like I have so many different books. And it's pacing it out because they know, like, look, y'all got lives, you're trying to work a business, you probably got 9 to 5, whatever. So they give you certain pages to read. And then it's like you come in and they'll be like, okay, what's a bar, right? What was your bar? What was your takeaway from this? So that's led by, at this point, like Auntie Shaky, but I think, I'm not sure, like I know Monique is doing it's just so many amazing points like about this program that I'm like, it's things that I promise you, I can show you notes that's dated. These are things that I want to implement. I just have to get the teams in place because I cannot do them myself. I have tried when it comes to people taking notes for it. I thought about doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I started doing it for Donnie's program, but I can't be like consistent with it. And I'm like, if I can't be consistent with it, I didn't want to commit to doing it because I felt like her program needed is it Monique? I think her name was Monique or Monique. Hold on. Which one was it? One of them, they basically gave like a summary and it was available like right at the end of the meeting, at the end of the call. But anyhow, it starts off basically with Auntie Shaky. She's when I say 7:45, oh baby, I just told my accountability partner, my call, like let's say if I say a class starts at 7:30, I come on at 7, I open the room at 7:30, I have the 10-minute grace period, and then we start 10 minutes later. Well, I need to do like them where they open the room 10 minutes before the start time. That's your 10-minute grace period. Auntie Shaky, baby, 7:45, her camera is on. All right. And she is going, right? And so she'll do the breakdown of, all right, so we went over these pages, raise your hands, what's your bar from it? They do the XYZ statement, and then she's doing that. Then Nella comes on with the morning motivation. Is it morning motivation? Is that what it's called? Motivational moments. I'm 2 days in, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm 2 days in. And so she comes on, and then she preps you, whatever, for David. David comes on, he does his thing, or David will come on, introduce a guest, whatever, they do their thing. And then Nella comes back with like a recap. She give you some homework assignments or whatever. And while Nella is recapping, I'm gonna call the secretary, like the person that's taking the minutes and the notes, she posting the link to this is what we talked about. Because if you were busy, because I was worried about that. Like the thing that I was worried about, they already got you taken care of. I was worried about me not being able to pay attention, take notes, because I have children that I have to get ready. And so yesterday I didn't see it because I was literally on my way to my doctor's appointment, and I didn't really get to see the end of it because he gave lecture time. He got off at 10 o'clock yesterday because he had some extra time. I had to get off because I was in my doctor's appointment. So this morning I happened to see the link and I click on it. I said, not the notes. Not, hold on. Wait. Okay. Not we got notes. Because even if, we have to wait for the playback to be uploaded, but that means the same day I can still know what was discussed so I can look forward to the play. I said, oh my, excuse me, sir. Why did we not lead with this? Why don't we have someone talking about, because you trying to tell me I could have had this in my life long time ago? I was worried about missing out on stuff because I have small children, and you got somebody in here giving notes and minutes, play-by-plays of the session that's available the same day. Sir, you're not promoting the best parts of this community. I'm sorry. Like, please. Y'all got my whole, I am more determined. I got to figure out a way to find me some consistent people to do this, because it's to where you don't feel overwhelmed, where you have to do every part of it. Like as a parent, he can go do the session itself is from 7:45 until 9. But as like the main person, you don't feel burnt out in that, okay, you have to carry this from 7:45 to 9 o'clock. You don't have to go and feel drained that for that amount of time, if no one is saying anything, you're feeling inadequate. Like, okay, is it something with you? Like I'm like, I gotta figure out a team. I have to. I have to. Oh my God. Chef's kiss. I don't know how long it took them to get to this point, but I can say as of March 25th, 2025, hats off to everybody. I don't know what their parent if it's Social Proof is the main one or the morning. However, this is the Morning Meetup crew, the Social Proof crew, the creative, I think that thing is called the Creative Studio. No, the Creators Playhouse is what his studio is called in Atlanta. Whoever all of this is under, amazing, amazing, amazing job. I just now need them. I have not been to since because even in I went to the webinar. The webinar don't give you this. I don't know if David will ever see this. If you do, sir, pardon my French. Cool presentation. But if it was not for the young lady that told me about what goes on in the Morning Meetup, that presentation did not make me want to join. That shit meant nothing to me. If you're going through this and speak and the things that you're speaking to, the reasons why somebody may not join, the benefits of the fact that you're thinking about all these, what might be somebody's hang up to not joining, as a busy parent with small kids, and it's the little things. And if you really I need it and I don't. For me, it's community. It's being around like-minded people. I need it for me to be able to help my community. I needed to hear people engaged, because I was starting to go crazy. So I have my certain reasons, but just needing to be in an environment where there are people willing to take action. I needed that. For those who are truly, truly starting, and what I like about David is he promotes it I feel like he's kind of gotten away from that. Or a couple years ago, he really put emphasis on, he wasn't about helping you get to 6 figures, helping you get to 7 figures. He can help you get started, help you get to your first 5, help you get to your first 10K. I do feel like he's gotten away from that messaging a little bit, kind of, sort of. I don't really hear him say that as much, but to me, it really is for startup. Is it really about actionable, okay, we're going to go through how to set up your website type stuff. There's people that have come on and kind of talk to you about how you can incorporate, like me just going through the playbacks of stuff. I'll show you guys now. Hold on, let me see. So your strategic plan for 2025. So it's just kind of helping you, I think, just more so okay, what are some strategies that you can do to kind of help come up with it? It's not breaking it down how in my program, we have co-working sessions where it's okay, let's really figure out your plan based off of your business. And mine is more so niche. In this community, it's so many different businesses where he really can't do that, because it's so many different types of businesses. But it's also, what I love is they want you to do your XYZ statement, to where you are letting the community at any given time. There can be this morning, there was 218 people on at its peak, or not 219 at the peak, 219. So if you're coming on and you were able to say your XYZ statement, and someone is looking for whatever it is that you do, whatever product or service, you were able to basically pitch or promote yourself to a captive audience of 200 people that may need your service. So the fact that he willingly lets you promote your business on community days, that's literally what that is about. One of the last ones, he was encouraging you to pitch. I talked to my creative business students about, you need to have your elevator pitch, like being able to freely talk about like what your business is. Although this one was kind of like if you had to pitch to an investor, it was like a mock Shark Tank type deal, but it forces them to think about their business. What would they ask for if you were looking for an investment? And then he asked them, well, how am I gonna make my money back? Like it's that part where it's like general for any type of entrepreneur, where my program is specifically for creatives. Like we all kind of do somewhat of the same things. We can do co-working days for things like your descriptions, your websites, your social medias. Like, because when some of my students have used the same banner, like I gave them cover art. That is a little bit different in being in this community because it's niched to a specific thing, where this one is like, okay, these are some ideas. Now you have to figure out how to make it work for your specific industry, where with mine, it's okay, now let's break it down and make it work for the specific industry. Like, I mean, I'm going to encourage, if they can swing it, if you got $200 per month, so where you can pay $97 to be in this program and you can still pay the $93.65 to be in mine, look, let's be in both, and we can have rap sessions about this one. And then we're going to take it and then break it down like for the customs business. But like strategic plans, someone was on here. So you had Darius talking about like business funding. Literally, you can see everything. So the community days, they recap my first millionaire thingy, whatever. The peaks and valleys of business, thinking it through, question and answer, community day, reflections. He had, I guess, whatever the topic was as far as what's missing. Do your standing appointment, stand on business, finding your people, community day, how to launch your business. Like, so like you can see, like there's all of these, like these are all the topics from like 2024. So it's like different topics. He always say they have a theme for each month. I personally think if he kind of highlighted some of these themes, people would have a better idea, because you wouldn't just say, oh, I have a theme for each month. Okay, well, what kind of thing? I literally, every time I hear him say that in one of his ads, I'm like, okay, what kind of themes? Like, I guess because I'm very transparent, I always wondered, like, some people say I give out too much information. You don't leave, they always say I don't leave enough to the imagination to make people wonder. Like, some people say that buyers will buy into it because they want to know, like, because you didn't give them enough information, they're buying they'll buy whatever you have or enroll in the class because they want to see, okay, well, what were you talking about? Because you didn't give enough information. But I feel like some people don't, because, well, you ain't tell me, and I am that, you ain't tell me what's included. What made me want to enroll is when the young lady that I did a free pro call about Shopify, when she told me some of the specific things that they talked about, oh, that's right up my alley. That's my jam. Let me go ahead and join. It's absolutely amazing. I'm only 2 days in, but I'm 2 days in from having access. But I told you, I watch stuff on 2X. I have gone through, I don't know how many of the replays, because I watch everything on 2X speed. I'm loving it. And I'm going to probably have to outsource some help, a lot more help. But there are definitely some things that I want to implement into my setup. I want to finalize it. I already have it written out. It's just like doing the graphics for it. Now I'm like, yeah, Shakia, you gotta pull the trigger. You gotta stop like letting it sit up here and sometimes on paper, and stop trying to create space for you to do it and just relinquish that control to somebody else to do it. The same thing that I tell my students to do is trying to, find, like, not say find, but just going ahead and doing the thing. Part of it for me was I originally talked to Even and also a business coach. Not any of those two, but somebody else. And it was like, well, and also my best friend told me the same thing, kind of, sort of, but then I always fight back. But they have also said to try and get my students to do it. And I think that's more so what I was waiting on. I'm like, but they don't post anything. How can I know if they are learning anything, if I can trust them with doing my graphics for something? Like, I'm gonna give them all the information. I just need them to go in and make the boxes, type it out. If they're not showing me anything, and I don't really want to just put it out there to the community for just anybody. Like, I would love to give that money, to give that business to one of my students. That is more so what's holding me back. I can easily go to Upwork, I can go to Fiverr and just give somebody the money. I really would like to be able to give that to one of my students, but they aren't showing me their work. They're not posting. So I don't know the level of work that they can do because they're not posting. So I've been holding off, hoping that somebody would show me something to where I can then go and say, hey, this is what I would like. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Do it. Come up with something. And then be able to pay them for it. But I'm at the point now where I will still eventually do that, but I cannot wait on that. I will be on Upwork today and Fiverr today to get that done. So my goal is by Sunday, all of the stuff that I have written out, things that I know should already be on my dashboard, they will be on there. Like, by Sunday, they will be on there, and I'm going to go to Upwork and Fiverr to get them done. So that will be that. But yeah, my experience with it, 2 days in, just from what I've seen and what speaks to me and what resonates with me, seeing a program that, and just a setup that is just well put together, seeing that he has a dedicated team. So from what I've seen, there are 3 people. Auntie Shaky. Let me go look for this because I feel bad saying this lady name wrong. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. I feel really bad saying this lady name wrong. Okay, so she gave the link, but now, okay, wait a minute now. How do I find? See, this is why I shouldn't have been on here with y'all, and I should have took my behind to the orientation to navigate this, to find out where in the hell the meeting notes were. That's what I should have did. I should have took my butt to the orientation. Okay, I think it is where it's at. Okay, the group chat, the main chat. Okay, 29 minutes ago. All right, so no, not that one. Okay, she's a moderator. No, okay, so let me see how. Okay, that was an hour ago, 13 minutes ago. Oh, boom, morning meeting minutes. Okay, yeah, Monique. Okay, so I'm always seeing Auntie Shaky, Nella, Vera, Monique. Yeah, Monique did. I saw she dropped some minutes. Yeah, this was amazing. The psychology of connection, become unforgettable, add novelty to your brand, embrace gimmicks the right way, create signature style, stand for something, energy over everything, authenticity is the currency. And then she put the homework. I was like, yes, this is amazing. But yeah, those are names that like I see. So I'm guessing like, they be doing the thing, you know. But just having good folk that helps push, like really put, because it's hard to maybe manage like that many people. So I got to work on that. So yeah. But yeah, that's that. This is a program that they have their ish all the way together. You hear me? They have their ish all the way together. Let's see. Let's see. Duplicate, copy it, popular ish. I will be calling you. Okay. Sorry. That kind of. All right. I gotta go. Whew. Um. Until next time. Have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible.